Okay, so we're going to be working through our Sun Salutations today, so Sun A and then Sun B as well. Now, what I really want for you to try to bring to your practice today is that sense of flow, that sense of calm and stillness, and the union between your mind and body. That's what we always work towards in our yoga practice. So really feel like the movements on your inhale are coming all the way to the end, and then exhale again all the way to the end, using the whole of the exhale until you reach the end of that movement. That way you'll feel this flow happening within your body, and it might start to feel a bit more organic, the movements as well. Maybe even as you start to carry on in the practice, you can end up closing down your eyes and just really feel how the body is reacting right here, right now. Okay, we're going to start seated, so whatever is comfortable for you, maybe even you're lying down on the ground, we're just going to come into some pranayama. So coming into some deep yogic breathing to start with, really working on enhancing that breath and thinking about our mind, working with our breath, calming ourselves down. Okay, close down the eyes whenever you're ready, palms facing up. And just start to breathe through your nose, inhale, and out through your nose. Starting to feel all areas of your body coming into this relaxation. Releasing any tension. Just feeling that belly rising and falling. Once that breath feels a little bit less sticky, coming into 5 rounds of our deep yogic breathing, so our 3-part breathing. We inhale continuously, maybe for 4 counts, maybe for 3 counts. You fill up the belly first, then move on to the back and the sides of the ribs, and then all the way up to the collarbone through the chest. And then on the exhale, the opposite way, so exhale the air through the collarbone, then the ribs, and then the belly. We'll do that 5 times. Maybe you put your hand on your belly and one hand on your heart just to feel those rise when you inhale. Okay, we'll meet at the end of that 5 rounds. Once you come to the end of that last breath, just take the hands back onto the thighs if they're not already there. Big inhale, raise the hands all the way up. Maybe you open your eyes. Maybe you take your gaze up to the hands. Exhale, take the hands back to the sides. Big inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way down. And one more time, inhale all the way up. And exhale down. Wherever you are, coming into your all fours. Just for a second, coming up to the top of the mat. Feet just over hips width distance apart. Bend the knees a lot so that your belly is resting onto your thighs. Hang your head into your ragdoll. Really feel that neck releasing the head and the head falling with gravity. Maybe you even take a chance to sway side to side, just starting to warm up that back body, warming up the hamstrings. Staying with these nice deep inhales and exhales. And trying to think about our movement today. Really coming to the end of that inhale and the end of that exhale. Don't rush anything. Coming back to stillness. And ever so slowly through every vertebrae, head being the last thing to come up. Roll all the way up to standing. Take the feet together, toes together, heels apart, or place the feet hips width distance if more comfortable for you. Hands to the side, palms facing to the front of the mat. Just in your mountain, really come into your body. Think about every inch of your body working here already, even though we're just standing and it might seem really simple. All four corners of the feet are grounding. The knees are pulling up to activate the quads to help the hamstrings lengthen. You're consciously thinking about whether you're sticking your bum out in anterior tilt or tucking your bum under in posterior and working towards a more neutral pelvis. The rib cage is pulling in, it's nice and contained. And the shoulders are really gently away from the ears, with the crown of the head lifting up to the sky. Coming into our Sun Salutation A. Big inhale, hands go up, maybe that gaze follows. Exhale all the way down, forward fold, bend those knees, chest resting onto the thighs, head is hanging. Inhale, halfway left, keeping those knees bent, place the hands onto the shins, straight back gaze is probably to the line of the front of the mat. Pull the shoulder blades together, really nice straight back, core is engaged. Exhale, forward fold, place the hands down and step straight back into our plank. Now it's our first one, maybe your knees are down. Breathing here. Inhale, engage that core. Exhale, all the way to the end of that exhale, come all the way down to the ground, thinking about those elbows driving straight back. Forehead down. Next, inhale, cobra, just a baby cobra, bringing that gaze slightly in front of the mat. Drawing the pelvis to the ground, drawing the shoulder blades together. Exhale all the way down, 2 more times. Inhale, cobra. And really feel that lower back firing. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, last time. Take the hands off of the mat just to make sure we're not using the hands to keep us up. Exhale all the way down, plant the hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes. Push up through your all fours with your toes tucked, pushing straight back into our first downward dog. Maybe you take some movement with this downward facing dog as that's our first one. Pedaling through the feet. Maybe just starting to shake the head just to release that neck even more. Make sure you're grounding through the L's of the fingers, the thumbs and the index finger. Pushing the mat away, bringing that core in. Shoulder blades pulling apart. And the head is really nice and relaxed in between the arms. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, bend the knees a lot. And lots of little steps to the top of the mat. Back into your forward fold, knees bent, chest to thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll all the way up to standing again. Remember that my inhales and exhales could be different to yours, so you go with it, be true to yourself. Inhale, hands up, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Hands planted to the ground, step straight back into that plank again. Maybe your knees are down, maybe they stay down the whole time, toes untucked. Push the mat away. Exhale, the whole of the torso coming down to the ground at the same time. Elbows straight back. Use the whole of the exhale before you get there. Forehead down. Inhale, cobra. Gazing just past the mat, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Exhale, forehead down, tuck the toes. Pushing up through your all fours, straight back to your downward dog. Maybe you're able to come to stillness now. Just feeling that belly expanding. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, bend the knees a lot. Maybe these steps become bigger to the top of the mat. Forward fold, knees bent, chest to thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll all the way up to standing. We've got 3 more times. Inhale, hands up, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, making sure you're keeping that back nice and straight. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step straight back. Maybe your plank now is knees up. As long as we're still engaging everything, you're separating the shoulder blades, the glutes are engaged. Exhale, coming all the way down to the ground, nice and controlled till the end of the exhale. Forehead down, toes untucked. Inhale, cobra. Take the hands off, just check that you're not using those hands. All the way down. Maybe if you're feeling warming up, maybe you push up through your plank or still through your all fours back to your downward dog. Absolutely, those heels are off, knees are bent in the downward dog. Really want that length to come through the hands, pushing into the ground, all the way up to the tailbone. Keeping the rib cage contained, not being tempted to stick it down to the mat. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, bend the knees. Maybe you can step forward just in one big step this time. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll all the way up to standing. Inhale, hands up, gaze up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step straight back into your plank. Exhale, all the way down to the ground, nice and controlled. Untuck the toes, forehead down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down. Tuck the toes, maybe you push up through your plank or through your all fours, meeting in our downward dog. Inhale, gaze forward, exhale, bend the knees. Step through to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll all the way up to standing. Last Sun Salutation A. Big inhale, hands up, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Weight in the toes. Exhale, fold, plant the hands. Inhale, step straight back into your plank. Push the mat away. Exhale, all the way down to the ground. Untuck the toes, forehead down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down. Tuck the toes, engage the core, tuck the pelvis, all the way up to your plank or through your all fours back to your downward dog. Feel those hamstrings start to wake up. Making sure that you're externally rotating those shoulders. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, bend the knees a lot. Keep the tailbone high. Step through to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll all the way up to standing. Staying in your mountain pose just for a couple of rounds of breath. Just thinking back to our movements. Was everything a conscious movement? Were you really using the end of your inhale to come to the end of the movements? And the same with the exhales, or were you rushing a bit? Breathing here. Nice deep breaths, just like at the start. Okay, opening up those eyes again if they aren't already. Big inhale, hands up. Exhale, this time sinking into our chair, bending the knees, taking that bum down. Can you see your toes? Can you wiggle your toes? Make sure this rib cage isn't flaring out. We're keeping it nice contained. Maybe if the arms going by the biceps, by the ears is too much, that is what's making you flare those ribs. Just take the hands slightly further in front of you. Think about whether you're somebody that's got this anterior tilt. Maybe you need to tuck that pelvis. Exhale all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Planting the hands, step straight back into your plank. And then all the way down to the ground. Untuck the toes, forehead down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down. Engage your whole body, push up through your plank maybe. And this time we're bringing our right leg through to the front of the mat. Maybe it needs a helping hand. Setting up for our warrior one. So I would suggest taking the feet just further to the outside edges of the mat, so they're more on train tracks rather than behind one another. The right foot is pointing straight forward and the left foot has got this 45-degree angle facing the side of the mat. When you're ready, you've got those feet set up, Take those hands all the way up. Thinking about these pelvic bones both facing forward, thinking about them being in line. I know that my right hip starts to go higher than my left, so I need to bring everything back into alignment. Make sure both legs are working as much as the other one. Hands high if they aren't already. Breathing here, think about that rib cage being contained. Think about the outside edge of that left foot grounding into the ground. Exhale, hands come all the way down, plant them down, step the right foot straight back into your plank, and I'm going to be kind. We're going to come straight onto the other side, so bringing the left foot forward. Setting up for that warrior one before you take the hands all the way up. Just double check. Are the hip bones, the pelvic bones in line? Are they facing forward? Really work this back leg. You're going to need to think about the back side of this right leg, working so much to ground through that outside edge of that foot. And maybe there's not much of a bend in that front leg at all. Exhale, hands come all the way down through your plank. Exhale, straight back, downward dog. Breathing here. Remember, these times of stillness are perfect for you to come back into your breath. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, bend the knees. Step through to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up to our chair pose again. Hands come high. Just for a second, all the way up. Into our mountain, into our standing pose. And again, big inhale, hands up. Exhale, sink down to our chair pose. Breathing here. Sinking the bum down, can you wiggle the toes? Next, exhale all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step straight back into our plank. And then all the way down to the ground, into our cobra, forehead down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down. Tucking the toes maybe up through the all fours or all the way through the plank. Bring the right leg forward again, maybe a helping hand is required. Taking both feet out to the edges of the mat. Before you take the hands high, think about this setup of the hip bones. Exhale, hands all the way down. Step the right foot straight back through your plank and then bring your left foot forward. Warrior one, the other side. Exhale, hands all the way down through this plank just for a second. Exhale, straight back, downward dog. Remember that child's pose is here for you whenever. Take it whenever you need to. Listen to your body. Don't practice with your ego. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, bend the knees. Step through to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way back up into our chair pose. Just for a second. All the way up to standing. Take some really nice deep breaths. Inhale, hands up. Exhale all the way down, chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, planting the hands, stepping those legs straight back. If you're fed up with all of these chaturangas, stay in your plank. If not, come down to the ground, forehead down, toes untucked. Maybe you're ready if you practice your upward dog. Maybe you come into your upward dog rather than cobra. Forehead down, tuck the toes. Up to your plank. Right leg forward, setting up for your warrior one. Big inhale all the way up. Exhale down. Stepping straight back, switching over to the other side. Exhale, hands all the way down. Step straight back into this plank. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, bend the knees. Straight through to the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way through chair, just for a second. All the way up through standing, we're over halfway. Breathing here. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale. All the way down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant those hands, step straight back to your plank. Maybe you stay here or maybe you come all the way down to the ground, toes untucked, forehead down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down. Tuck the toes, push up through your all fours or through your plank. Step the right leg through, setting up your warrior one. Big inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands down. Switching over to the other side through this plank. Left foot forward, setting up for your warrior one. Big inhale all the way up. Making sure you're still working that back leg. Exhale, hands down to the ground, straight back, plank to your downward dog. Breathing here. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, bend the knees a lot. Big step to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Last chair pose all the way up. Sinking down, breathing here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sink all the way down to the ground through sitting. Coming into your comfortable seated position. Close down the eyes, hands onto the thighs, palms facing up. Breathing here. Feeling the crown of the head lifting tall, tailbone sinking into the ground. Maybe you're on a block or you've got that mat rolled up to stay nice and lifted. Coming into a seated twist, taking our left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Right hand behind us, big inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Keep thinking about lifting tall, moving from that waist. Left rib cage spinning around to the right. Inhale all the way back around, other side. Right hand to the outside of that left thigh. Left hand behind us. Think about that inhale, using it to lengthen your body. And your exhale driving you into that twist. Inhale slowly all the way forward. Take the feet together, coming into our butterfly pose, but taking the feet just slightly further away from the groin, so heels away from the groin. Ever so slightly to find a bit of length. Bring your chest forward and then hang your head all the way down. Feeling this really nice stretch all through the back of the neck, down through the spine to the lower back. With every exhale, feel this head growing heavier. Closer and closer to the feet. Use your breath to feel heavier and heavier here. Sinking into this relaxation, just allowing it to wash all the way over you. Inhale slowly back up to seated. Bring the knees in together, plant the feet down, knees straight up. Reach the hands forward, engage the core, lift the crown of the head high. Staying here, really feeling those muscles in your core working, even though it might not seem like we're doing much. And on your exhale, slowly, all the way down to the ground. Really keep this core integrated. Keep squeezing everything in. As slowly as you can, down to the ground. Big stretch, fingers and toes as far away from one another as possible. And then coming into our Shavasana, taking our legs out wide, arms out wide, palms away from our bodies. Closing down the eyes. And breathing here. exhale sinks you further into the ground. That belly is rising and falling with the inhales and exhales. Maybe you stay here, or you start to bring that movement back into your fingers and toes. Bigger movements all the way up the arms and the legs. Big stretch again. Bending up the knees, rolling over to one side. Keeping the eyes closed. And then push yourself all the way up to seated. Hands onto the thighs, palms facing up. Just allow yourself to settle back in here. Palms together. Tuck the chin to the chest, thumbs to the third eye. Just take a moment here to reflect on your practice, reflect on your day, whatever you just want to have a quick think about. Maybe you say well done or thank you to your body. And when you're ready to come out of your practice, start to rub the palms together until you generate enough heat that you can feel it building up. Keeping the eyes closed, gently place the palms on top of the eyes. Feeling that heat permeate all the way to the back of the eyeballs. And blinking the eyes open underneath the palms, start to take the hands away from the eyes really slowly. Back into the room.